corset and... Why are you dressed like David Bowie? This isn't just like... I just felt like wearing this, okay? Even the corset? Yeah, sometimes I like wearing this. Besides, we're going to talk about something magical today. Are we going to talk about Labyrinth? No. You suck. Just because I'm not talking about it today doesn't mean I won't talk about it at all. The movie rental business pretty much died when Blockbuster vanished, leaving the boom of Netflix and internet videos to rise to the top. People could now get hundreds of films from the comfort of their home, with the same price it took to go out and rent one film from Blockbuster. This was a huge achievement when it began, and now it's a household norm. Now, why would I take the time to give an introduction to Netflix? Because the service is now more than a rental website. It creates its own content and releases things that don't make it to theaters. And one of those things was The Little Prince. This film was based on the novel of the same name, written by French aristocrat, writer, poet, and pioneering aviator, and Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I apologize if I completely butchered that. But Antoine in 1943. This is a timeless story that is a common read to those learning the language. As if you can tell by my butchered reading French names, I took Spanish all of my foreign language years. So I still haven't had the pleasure of reading this book. I know that people highly regard The Little Prince, and after seeing the film, I can definitely get a sense of why. This film was so beautiful and visually fascinating in its animation that it easily pulls you into the world and gives you a sense of wonder and conflict. It's difficult to describe, but there's a very distinct atmosphere to the movie. One that's unique and charming, and you can't help but feel different after watching it. And this film had some big-time names in it too, like Jeff Bridges. So, I'm not saying that having it released on Netflix was a poor decision. I mean, almost everyone owns Netflix now, but it seemed that The Little Prince was meant for more. There was definitely a lot of substance in this from start to finish, and I'm not just referring to the film. The movie was directed by Mark Osborne, who was a co-director on Kung Fu Panda, and one of the writers was Irina Brignall, who wrote The Box Trolls. Already, we have some uniquely stylistic people working to capture the charm of the source material. And speaking of charm, this movie has two intertwining plots. That of a little girl who is discovering her childhood with the help of an elderly man, and then the story of the little prince from the novel. The little girl storyline is computer animated, but the little prince part is actually all stop motion, showing that we are seeing the story through the little girl's mind as she's reading it. And this choice to make the Little Prince story parts with stop motion was pretty brilliant. It captured something so distinct from the rest of the film, and as far as I know, these parts stayed true to the original story and artwork. Now that's how you do an adaptation. Maybe they had that flexibility to stay true to the book because the film wasn't made by any big-time companies, as well as being an international product. The development and storyboarding took place in Paris, while the final phases of animation happened in Montreal. Several studio partners were helping to create the film, including Studio Micros Image Canada, Tooth and Cartoon Canada and Technicolor, and Kaibo Production, and I apologize if I butchered any of those. Like I said, my pronunciation of French is terrible. I have never heard of any of these companies before, and unfortunately that can alter an initial glance. Which film would you be more drawn to, the one made by Disney or the one made by a film company you've never heard of? Chances are you would probably pick Disney, and that's not because the other film is bad. It's just that Disney's the more familiar name, so you'd gravitate towards it more. So why would I even bring this up? Because The Little Prince was supposed to be a theatrical release. The team had put so much time and effort and passion into the film. They even had a unique pitch where They had this little magic suitcase that would open up and visually describe the film. And it wasn't released in the theaters. What happened? The Little Prince was a part of the official selection for the 2015 Cannes Film Festival and got its US premiere at the Santa Barbara Film Festival on February of 2016. It did get released into theaters in France in July of 2015, and it was supposed to be released in the US in March of 2016 with Real 3D. That would have been pretty cool. This film could look amazing with 3D as an added layer of depth. Unfortunately, on March 11th, 1 week before the film's release, Paramount dropped the planned release with no given reasons. Somehow I feel cheated. I kind of want my money back, if I had spent any money. Since the movie wasn't released, I obviously didn't. Luckily, Netflix got the rights, and the US finally got the film on our computers and mobile devices on August 2016. So we got the film, and it was amazing, but I wish this was given more. I'm glad that US audiences got to see the film, but placing it on Netflix doesn't necessarily give it the time and attention it deserves. It's technically not a Netflix original, so it doesn't get placed in that category. But it wasn't released in theaters, so it's not with the rest of Netflix's content. It's kind of stuck in the middle, and I think it deserves a theatrical release. It might be a little too late for a full release, but it could certainly be placed as a special event. And this is one of those cases where a larger screen would enhance the atmosphere of the film instead of hinder it, and it's such a visually stunning piece with a unique and special charm that I think The Little Prince deserves more recognition. You can agree with me or not on this, but to those of you with Netflix and haven't seen it yet, I would highly recommend that you do. And that's it for this Movie Monday. As always, if you want to go ahead and see more Movie Mondays, we'll have a link below for you to click there. And if you want to see other stuff done by the channel, we'll have links below for that as well. And the reason why Lucy is up here, ahoy mateys, is because we're doing a little change to Lucy Let's Plays in October. Because, was it, you wanted to do spooky stuff? Aye. Okay. So Lucy's been wanting to do some spooky stuff, and we got some new games. It'll be a lot of fun. But we wanted to do more of them than just once a week, and this is strictly for the month of October, I believe. Alrighty. So, during the first week of October, not only will there be a Lucy Let's Play video on Fridays, but there will also be another one of her playing a different game on Tuesdays. So you get 2 games every week, or the same 2 games progress every week, right? Aye, that'd be right. Okay, so that's going to go on for, how long are you going to do the Tuesday, Friday filming thing? Aye, till mid-November-ish? Okay, so Lucy's going to start doing videos on Friday, putting up videos on Fridays and Tuesdays until mid-November, and then the schedule might change again. But hopefully you'll stay tuned for the October stuff and see the stuff she's doing. It's a lot of fun. Play some fun games. Mostly fun. Okay, playing some mostly fun games. And once again, you can go ahead, click any of the links below if you want to. And we'll see you all next time. Does anyone watch this? I like to think so.